The internet is in a frenzy as Channel 7 China just went live with none other than Wang, Shen Yue, and their adorable 3-year-old daughter, leaving fans in absolute shock and delight. Before we dive into the full details of this emotional and heartwarming live broadcast, make sure you hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on any of the latest updates surrounding your favorite stars. Because today, what happened on Channel 7 was not just a simple interview, it was a rare, unfiltered, and profoundly personal glimpse into the life of one of the most loved celebrity couples in Asia. It all began when Channel 7 teased earlier this week that a special family-oriented live session was coming, and rumors started swirling immediately about who the guests might be. Some guessed it would be a local celebrity family, while others thought it might just be another generic program featuring new parents in entertainment. But nobody could have predicted that Wang and Shen Yue, the famously private couple who had guarded their family life so fiercely, would be the ones sitting under those bright studio lights, smiling nervously yet lovingly, with their little girl right in between them. The live broadcast kicked off with the host introducing Dylan and Shen Yue as not just actors, but now proud parents who have captured the hearts of millions. Right away, fans noticed how natural they looked together on screen, as if their years of working side by side in dramas like Meteor Garden had evolved into something far deeper. Their daughter, wearing a pastel pink dress with tiny butterfly clips in her hair, immediately stole the spotlight as she waved shyly at the cameras. Within seconds, the live chat section was exploding with comments like, "She's so cute," and "She looks just like Dylan." What made this live session so viral wasn't just the rare appearance of their daughter, it was the authenticity, the laughter, and the little moments that no scripted drama could ever recreate. Shen Yue, glowing with her natural charm, shared stories about the struggles of balancing motherhood and work. She admitted, with a soft smile, that there were nights she cried quietly because she worried about being away from her daughter during long filming schedules. Dylan, sitting beside her, gently reached over to hold her hand as she spoke, and fans around the world melted at the tenderness of that gesture. Their daughter, however, became the true star of the show when she interrupted her parents by tugging on Dylan's sleeve and asking for juice. The audience erupted in laughter as Dylan excused himself mid-answer, grabbed a small bottle of apple juice from behind the set, and carefully handed it to her. It was such a normal, everyday moment, yet seeing a superstar like Wang in full dad mode made it extraordinary. Fans took screenshots instantly, flooding Weibo, Twitter, and Instagram with captions like, "Dylan the dad is the cutest thing ever," and "Shen Yue is glowing as a mom." As the program went on, the host asked them about their decision to finally bring their daughter into the public eye. Dylan explained that for 3 years, they kept her private because they wanted her to have a normal childhood, away from the pressures and flashing cameras of the entertainment world. But recently, their daughter had grown curious about her parents' fans and careers, often pointing at pictures of them online and asking why people called them famous. Dylan laughed as he recalled her saying, "Daddy, why are people clapping for you?" Shen Yue added that their daughter had developed a love for performing at home, often singing along to songs or imitating her parents' acting scenes. The couple agreed that this live interview wasn't about pushing their daughter into the spotlight, but rather about sharing a milestone with the fans who had supported them for years. "We want everyone to see that behind the roles, behind the fame, we're just a family trying our best," Shen Yue said warmly. One of the most emotional parts of the broadcast came when Dylan was asked about how fatherhood has changed him. He paused for a long moment, clearly gathering his emotions, before admitting, "I used to think success was about awards, about roles, about recognition. But now, when I hear her call me Baba and run into my arms, I realize that's the real success in life. Everything else feels small compared to that." His voice cracked slightly, and even Shen Yue looked teary-eyed as she squeezed his hand. The comments section exploded with crying emojis and heartfelt messages from fans who were touched by his vulnerability. The live audience also got to see some playful interactions between Shen Yue and their daughter. At one point, the host asked who the little girl thought was the boss at home. Without hesitation, she pointed at her mom and said, "Mama." The studio erupted in laughter, and Dylan pretended to sulk, joking, "See, even my daughter knows who's in charge." Shen Yue laughed, brushing her daughter's hair gently, and the moment felt so real, so intimate, that viewers couldn't help but feel they were peeking into the warmth of their household. Photos and clips from the broadcast went viral instantly, with hashtags like #dylanwang and #ShenYueMomLife trending across multiple platforms. Fans noted how natural and unpretentious the family looked, praising them for not putting on an artificial show. "They're just like us," one fan wrote, "only with more cameras." Others expressed admiration for how Dylan and Shen Yue have built such a strong, private bond away from the noise of gossip and speculation, only choosing to share moments that truly matter. The host eventually steered the conversation toward their careers and whether they plan to return to dramas together. The audience went wild at the possibility of a reunion project, but what made the moment even sweeter was their daughter interrupting with, "Can I be in the show too?" The entire studio broke into laughter, and fans couldn't stop gushing about how she had inherited both her parents' charm and timing. As the live broadcast drew to a close, Dylan and Shen Yue took a moment to address their fans directly. Shen Yue spoke first, thanking everyone who had supported them individually and as a couple throughout the years. "We don't take it for granted," she said softly, her eyes shining. Dylan added that he hoped fans could continue to respect their family's privacy, but also join them in celebrating these beautiful moments when they do choose to share. Their daughter, adorably unaware of the depth of her parents' words, waved at the camera and shouted, "Bye-bye," sealing the broadcast with a dose of pure innocence that had everyone smiling. Once the live ended, the internet essentially broke. Clips of their daughter sipping juice, pointing at Shen Yue as the boss, and hugging Dylan tightly were shared millions of times across platforms. Analysts noted that the live broadcast had one of the highest engagement rates Channel 7 had seen in years, proving just how much of an impact Dylan, Shen Yue, and their little family still have on the public. What stood out most wasn't just the visuals or the funny moments, but the sheer authenticity. Fans across the world expressed how refreshing it was to see celebrities embrace their humanity, showing both struggles and joy, without hiding behind perfection. People admired Shen Yue for opening up about her vulnerable moments as a mom, and they praised Dylan for showing his softer side as a dad. Together, they gave the world a reminder that family, love, and connection matter more than fame. And as fans continue to rewatch clips and share their emotional reactions, one thing is clear: this live session wasn't just an interview, it was history in the making. Dylan Wang and Shen Yue didn't just go live, they went viral in a way that brought millions of people together, all united by the simple joy of seeing love and family thrive in a world that often forgets what truly matters. So, if you missed the live, don't worry, the internet has already immortalized every second of it. And as for Dylan, Shen Yue, and their daughter? This is just the beginning of a new chapter in their journey, one where their fans feel even closer to them than ever before. Because in the end, no matter how famous they are, no matter how many dramas they've starred in, it's these small, genuine moments, the juice, the laughter, the tears, that will stay with us forever. And with that, we'll leave you with the memory of a family that reminded the world what love really looks like, live and unfiltered, straight from Channel 7 China.